So I wanted to do a little story time over here. Not one of my proudest moments.
Why'd you eat that chip, Erica?
Okay.
You're not supposed to eat the chip, Erica.
So this is what happened, okay? So after you can see it in my previous stream. Of course, I don't have a tripod set up, so when I was doing my stream, you guys could hear you guys saw my wonderful look at the table. So I was face down, and what happened was is that I was going back because Lewis said he wanted to get going. So I told Lewis, I said, oh, okay, I'll be there in a bit, and I had my phone with me, and he told me, he said, oh, Erica, do you want $100? This what was it, what company was it? Mobile Centrics, you remember
Huh?
what company?
Mobile Centrics.
Mobile Centrics, right?
Shout out to Wakas.
So they had this thing where they said, oh yeah, and Lewis was telling me, he says, yeah, if you eat this chip and you don't drink water for 5 minutes, you get $100. And I was like, $100? And I was thinking like, what could I do with $100? I could buy stock. So I went and I thought, okay, I'm gonna do it because 5 minutes, $100, that means I have to just hold it for that's like $20 a minute. And I thought, you know what, it's worth it. It's worth it. And I thought, well, what's the worst that can happen? This is just a spicy chip, right? I've had this spicy noodle thing. If you've ever tried this Korean noodle, it's like it has like a chicken on there, bundi or some Bunda. I know whoever knows Korean's gonna be cringing, but it's like this black and red noodle dish, and it's super popular. It has like a little cartoon chicken on it. You guys can look it up, like spicy Korean noodle challenge, black, and it's not shin ramen, it's not that, it's like this chicken. It has this little cartoon chicken on it. So I've tried it before. People said it was like super spicy. I tried it, my lips got all swollen, and I didn't like it because it was all spice, but it wasn't anything tasty. It was just spicy, and I was thinking like, oh, this is like, I don't want to eat something just spicy. That's it. So that's what I was expecting. I was expecting that kind of spice. So he tells me, okay, you want to get $100 for just eating a chip. And I'm like, a chip? That's it? Just one chip? And then I think during that stream I was telling you guys, like, just basically go for it, just kind of move forward. I've always kind of said that thing. So I said, you know what, Erica, you're in Vegas. This is just one chip, 5 minutes. You can say that you ate this freaking chip for $20 a minute. Let's do it. So I do it. And then there's this guy next to me who says that he'll do it too if I do it. And I'm like, yeah, sure. He's much taller than me, looks more, muscular than me. And I said, okay, well, if he's going to do it, then I'm going to do it too. Do you feel like, okay, I'm not the only one doing this? And I asked the people around, I'm like, did you guys do it? They're like, no. And I'm like thinking to myself, like, really? That bad of a deal for a chip? So get the chip, and you guys can look at it. If you go on Amazon, it's about $40. But I heard it costs like $7 if you buy it in a store or something. So it comes in this like little packaging, little thing. And I did it in my previous stream. You guys can see it. They have this little foil thing. So I feel it, and I'm like, yeah, it's just really one tortilla chip. It's like this big. But when I got it, it was like in little pieces. So, I look at it, and it's like a black tortilla chip. And I eat it, and it's like the worst tortilla chip I've ever had in my life, okay? I thought this was gonna be maybe like that Korean ramen where it just burns your tongue. I thought maybe it would just be like blind heat, like, I don't wanna, like drinking Tabasco. That's what I thought it would be like. But it tastes like crap. It tastes like eating cat food or something. It's just terrible. So I remember I was eating it, and then I thought to myself, like, oh, this is not nearly as hot as I thought it would be, which is true. It's not nearly as hot as I thought it would be. Okay, that Korean ramen, if you guys ever try it, that one's spicier. Yeah, it's like blind heat kind of thing. This, not so much. So I eat it, and it's super dry. That's the bad thing about this chip. It's like it's coated with this powder, and I guess it's see over here. So I got the one chip challenge. I did survive it. And there's video of it. I think Lewis is gonna upload it later, so you guys could see me crying, and I was pacing back and forth because I was like, breathe, Erica, breathe, like, and you know, here I am, like going like this because I just want to move, and I'm thinking if I get some airflow in me, like maybe I would, you know, blow out the heat. So that's why you see me pacing around. So, I remember the heat. It tastes like crap. The heat gets to you, but it's like it's not as spicy as I thought it would be, but the fact that it's so dry and then it starts burning, and it's again, it's not nearly as hot as I thought it would be, but it was just terrible. So it's kind of like I felt like a dry out. Now before this, if you guys watch this clip, I was saying like get milk because I wanna, you know, they were saying like it was towards the end, so as a result of that I didn't see any drinks out there, and I'm thinking, well, if I don't pass the 5 minutes, I want to make sure that I have some liquid. So yeah, they said like, oh, we're gonna get someone to get milk, they'll be here in a few minutes. Guess what, the milk person didn't show up. So who knows, maybe it was a timing thing. I was telling them, I said I don't want to do it unless I have milk, but then I grabbed like a, you know, because we had some candy, right? I grabbed like 2 or 3 Snickers bars, and I thought, well, because that's dairy, maybe they'll cut it a little. And that's, you know, I gave like 2 to me, 2 to the other guy, and then yeah, so I thought, well, that's my dairy, I don't know if it's gonna work, maybe the sugar will cut it. And then I had a big bottle of water too, already, because it was at the table. So I last, you know, I last the whole 5 minutes. And if you guys see me, I'm like tearing, and I have all these tears. My lips are swollen and things like that. And then I get my $100. But here's the thing. In those 5 minutes, I feel so sick that I don't even really want to talk. I'm just thinking like, because it's not the burning in my tongue, it's the burning in my stomach. And it was really bad. So I go to the bathroom, you know, I'm like, oh, just take it easy, because you feel like this firing, burning sensation in your stomach, and you just want it to settle. So I thought maybe I just need to give it a couple more minutes, right? Drink water, maybe a couple minutes. That didn't work. So we get back to the hotel, and the hotel that we're staying at is close by to Caesars, walkable distance. And then you know, I think to myself, whenever you feel sick, what is your go-to thing? Your go-to thing is to lie down. I lie down, and you know, like I feel like when you're sitting up, you know how you have this is just me, like all the spices go settle down to my stomach. When I lie down, even if it's just for a minute, all the spices starts going sideways, and I just felt so sick, so sick. So I go to the bathroom, you know, Lewis is joking to me. He says like, oh, watch out, Erica, it's gonna be terrible. Mine was fine. But then after I go to the bathroom, I don't feel better. So I go back to lie down, and then I feel sick again, and then I go to the restroom. And then I tell Lewis, I'm like, hey, do you have headphones? And he's telling me like, yeah, he has headphones. And I say, yeah, put them on. So I go to the porcelain throne, and I try my best to like, but I get noises and that's it. There's nothing that's gonna come out. So I go on Reddit, and then I find out that, yeah, people recommend eating yogurt. They recommend drinking milk and full fat. So like whole milk. Some people say like rice and soy sauce works. Other people say that you could have ice cream as well. I would say maybe not ice cream because, you know, you eat it slowly, but the whole idea is that if you have a full fat dairy, it'll be better for you. Or if you have like a full stomach beforehand. If you guys remember, like I was eating that burrito earlier today, but it wasn't really helping. So Lewis kindly went down and got me a yogurt, and I didn't eat too much of it, but I feel better. So I hope this isn't fat-free yogurt. I really hope not. I don't like fat-free yogurt. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a low-fat yogurt, but I feel better. And yeah, that is it.
How much better do you feel, Erica?
Huh?
Because it's right about time to get drunk at the Injured Gadgets party.
I don't feel that much better. I feel a little better.
Just to be clear, I'm going to be I'm intending to get wasted enough that I'll need you to help carry me back to the hotel.
Why? I can't even, I have to carry my body back to the porcelain throne probably. I feel better in that way, but I don't feel better like drinking or staying out for a couple hours.
It's important that you be able to carry me back here.
Yeah, so he's planning to go drinking, and I'm telling him, I'm like,
Lots of drinking.
look, I don't even feel comfortable lying down. Can you imagine me standing up for a couple hours, being all like burning stomach, watching his butt over there?
I have been sober for far too many years. It's time to break it.
No. So have Lewis eat one. He actually ate one. He did one on stream,
ago.
right?
JP bought me that piece of shit. I remember getting it.
Yeah, so I guess JP bought one, and then if JP's in the chat, he'll remember this, maybe, who knows, but yeah, he didn't have a good experience eating that chip, and for me, I can conclusively say, if anyone thinks this chip tastes okay, or if it's spicy, this is the worst chip I've ever had in my life. I heard a review and someone said it tastes like a dog biscuit. It tastes terrible. It tastes like cat food, dog food. It doesn't taste edible. And then once you swallow it, like, you don't feel the burning too much on your tongue, but you feel it in your stomach lining. And that's the reason why people say with this chip, it can cause a lot of stomach pain. And that's why when you look at the Amazon reviews, I think the top rated was about stomach pain. So I personally thought that if I ate this chip, I would be perfectly fine. I thought, well, worst case scenario, I have, maybe a couple minutes, I'll just drink a lot of milk and I'll be okay. But I did not expect that stomach pain. I've tried a lot of spicy food. Korean food is really spicy. And I've never had it where just like, it just go right to my stomach lining. And when you lie down, you feel like crap. Because most people, when you're not feeling good, you say lie down, right? But lying down actually makes it worse. So I had to sit upright, make multiple trips to the bathroom. I think I made like 4 journeys to the bathroom. But yeah, and then the bathroom light doesn't turn on, so I don't know. I'm gonna have to call room service to fix that thing, because I'm not room service. I'm gonna have to call the hotel to have someone check it out. Like, what the hell's going on with the bathroom light? This is the worst time for the freaking bathroom light to not be working.
It's the hotel's way of saying don't puke there. The hotel does not want you to puke, and they care about you not puking so much that they decided to fuck up the bathroom so that you can't go in it.
No, so I had to go.
What does your audience think? Let's have a poll. We need to have a poll amongst Erica's audience. Are you guys ready?
What?
We have 2 choices. Behind door number 1, I can post the full 5-minute video footage of Erica eating the chip. Behind door number 2, I cannot post the video footage of Erica eating the chip. Who wants to see Erica during the 5 minutes of her eating the spicy chip?
Post it.
Your chat moves so much slower.
Yeah.
You can actually read this. Door number 1.
Yeah, what was that? So you're gonna see me pacing. I think when I got the $100, I don't even think I thanked them for the $100. I think I just took it, and the reason being, like I said, I thought like if I said anything, I would throw up or something, and I just thought like, when you're in so much pain, you're like, I don't want to say anything really. I might have said thank you, I can't remember, but yeah. If anything, I could just be like, hey, just want to tell you guys I have really bad stomach pain. I don't know if I thanked you, but thanks for the $100. I didn't want to say it during that time. I don't even know if I said it, but it's just like, Lewis was like, are you okay? And I just was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Like, that was the first thing I told him. And yeah. So that 1 chip challenge, if you can, I would say avoid it. It's not worth it. And if you do it, make sure you have something like whole milk, whole fat yogurt, full fat yogurt. Don't eat it on an empty stomach. I didn't have any food on an empty stomach. I've been snacking throughout the whole day, but even then, it still hit me really hard. Make sure that some people recommend having Sprite or ginger ale or 7-Up and drink that over the next couple hours to settle your stomach. And just take it easy. In hindsight, hindsight being 2020, do I wish I didn't do it? Right now, kinda, because I feel like for the next couple hours, I'm just gonna kick back and just be like, oh, my stomach. I don't really want to eat anything except yogurt, maybe. And even then, I can kind of feel like my stomach's like this right now. So that irritation. But yeah, it's just it's you really should take the day off afterwards. Like make that chip thing, and then make sure you have your arsenal of like again whole milk, full fat yogurt. Don't eat on an empty stomach. I know that you guys might not think maybe I'm dramatizing this, but I've never had stomach pain like this in my life, and not stomach pain from spicy food like this. So it really shocked me. Yeah, so I'm not getting too sick. I feel better. But I obviously don't feel like I'm at 100%. I'm going to have to go back to the bathroom. But in terms of like walking around, wanting to really do much, like even just going down to the elevator, I didn't want to go back down to the elevator. I told Lewis, I said, he didn't have the card key and I had to go down. And I was like, Erica, just hold it together. Just go down the elevator. And yeah, so this is probably one of my shorter streams-ish, but long story short, this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. I think when I'm a older woman, I'm going to look back at this and be like, I remember I did this one chip challenge and all I remember having was stomach pain. And yeah, what I should have told them is that I should have told people saying something like, yeah, if I do this challenge, y'all gotta take the right to repair flyer I've been trying to pass out for a couple hours. You guys better check that out because, yeah, read up on right to repair. So just a thought over there, but I should be fine tomorrow. It's just today I'm just like, yeah, I did hear people say that people say that maybe you eat some greasy food because that help soak up the spiciness. And coincidentally, I've been wanting to try In-N-Out Burger. Maybe not now, maybe in a couple hours, but just something. So, eating yogurt. I'm okay. It's just that it's really shocking to me to have it where there's just so much spice in there that even if your tongue doesn't feel it as much, like it to me it's really not that spicy. But it's the fact that it irritates the stomach lining. That's the one that's really killer. Yeah, so I maintain it. Spiciness, I feel like I've tried hotter than this chip. But what kills people is the side effects. Like, cause yeah, if I ate that chip by itself and someone said, oh, do the 5-minute challenge, I would say it wasn't that bad. It really wasn't that bad. Like, even though I was tearing up and things like that, I didn't feel like I would lose it too much. But I did feel myself shaking a little. But I felt like, yeah, I'm going to be able to do the 5 minutes. But the stomach stuff, yeah, I can do without that. Yeah, so that's why I have this. Full fat is the way to go. I wish I'm pretty damn sure this is some kind of low fat, sugar-free yogurt, which I'm not, I don't like. If you guys know me, you will always know, like, I always prefer having whole milk yogurt. I don't like this stuff because this stuff, if it's like fat free, I always feel like they add more sugar in there. I know this has sugar in here. I know this is not full fat. This is like the McDonald's, the $1 parfaits. That kind. I think this is a fat free or either low fat. It's okay. Am I sweating? No, I'm not sweating.
You're sweating.
No.
I'm not sweating. You're sweating.
I'm not sweating, no.
You're not sweating. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I'm not sweating. You're sweating.
Well, my stomach lining is probably like, oh, Erica.
Your stomach lining probably doesn't exist anymore.
What do you want to eat today? Nothing. Yeah, I'm gonna have to eat something though later on. For sure. But, yeah, I can feel it rising up again in my stomach. Oh, gee. Oh, man, let's eat more parfait.
Texas COVID is peaking.
Hmm?
Texas COVID cases are peaking and evening off.
Why?
Let's see. Maybe they get.
Oh, I need more.
Floridas are starting to peak as well. This is the first week where Monday did not have more COVID cases than the last Monday.
Say that again?
For Florida. Over the past 2 months, every single Monday has had more COVID cases than the prior Monday, by a large margin.
Why is it going down?
I don't know. I think that the media scared people as much as they could. So they either died of COVID or they died of fear, and there's none left. I don't know. I'm just being an asshole. Would you like to come get wasted with me, or?
No. I think before I even get out there, I'm gonna have to visit the porcelain throne again.
I will be visiting it shortly thereafter.
What?
I have to make up for 3 years of sobriety.
Can you please not drink that much, please?
I'll
I'm
see
dead
you
serious.
later. Why is there no bathroom light?
I don't know.
You're not gonna be mad if I pee on the toilet seat, right?
Can you?
I'll pee in the shower.
No. Just lift up the toilet. Do you want a light?
No, I'm good. I use my phone flashlight.
Okay.
You left your water cup right next to the toilet seat.
Oh, yeah.
That's really bad, Eric.
Yeah. Do you have to drink alcohol? Like, I don't want you to get down this path where you're drinking again. Seriously. Like, I know it sounds attractive being in Vegas and all, but I think there's just, I don't think it's a good thing. Does that make sense? Because it's like 3 years of sobriety, and yeah, once you go on a binge, maybe you want to go on another binge, and yeah. Oh, I used to be a heavy drinker before. That's how I'm a little worried. But yeah, let's see. We'll see. I gotta call them up, and then yeah. Oh, my stomach. I took that breath and I could feel the freaking peppers in my freaking stomach stuff. But yeah, try not to drink so much. No, cause seriously, you gotta be there tomorrow.
I did my speech today. I met everybody. Tomorrow's just window dressing.
Huh?
Tomorrow's just window dressing. I did my speech.
Yeah, but I did
my panel. I answered all the questions.
Yeah,
I shook a bunch of nice Delta COVID hands.
Yeah, but I don't want you to get hungover or anything. Just.
You don't get hungover if you drink enough water.
Are you gonna drink enough water?
Absolutely. A gallon of water and a gallon of liquor.
No, seriously. Like, I don't want to get I don't want to get worried about this. I don't want you to go crazy about it. Like, can you limit yourself to maybe like a couple drinks and that's it?
Erica.
What?
Why are you such a worry wart?
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't like, I don't want you to get all like drunk and all hungover and things like that tomorrow. Oh, ZMR. That's all. They're just saying that kind of stuff. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that. That's all. Yeah, I know. I sound so boring, don't I? I actually don't like drinking alcohol. Reason being is that if I drink alcohol, I go straight to, like, I feel okay, but then I go straight to sick. And I like always being aware. I don't get anything from being hungover or having a pounding head the next day. I've had those things where, and I absolutely hate it, waking up around noon, getting all hungover, wasting your day, like, oh, my pounding head, I don't like that. I had a few of those times in my life, and I said, it's not worth it. Did I eat it? Yeah, I ate it early. So yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Hmm? Yeah. Who's a better booth babe, Erica or Lewis in a thong? Definitely Lewis. Lewis will get more people talking. Versus me, that'd just be it's just a regular chick. We need to have Lewis here. He has all the goodies. He brings all the boys to the yard. Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna mute for a second. I'm muting it, and yeah. So this is yeah, I'm doing okay. But yeah. So the other reason why I don't drink is like I told you guys, I don't have any pleasure from drinking. Um, I don't see the point to drinking. Like I understand people drink to relax, and sometimes people drink to just kind of like numb things out. But I've reached a point in my life where I've kind of decided, like, hey, you know what? I can either actively work through things, or I can just kind of put myself in a situation where, yeah, it kind of goes away temporarily, but long term, I'll feel like crap. So, for instance, right? Let's say I was an emotional eater, and I ate, and I was depressed, so I ate so I would feel good. And then let's say that was this thing that I did. So I would feel good eating lots of food, but then when the weight piles on, I wouldn't feel happy because I would be like, I'm I, I'm out of control, kind of like an Elvis situation, right? Elvis was a binge eater. He gained lots of weight. He had health problems. And why do you eat? Why do you eat? Because sometimes people feel happiness from eating, but it comes at the expense of another thing, because if you overeat, right, it has an effect on your health. So same with, let's say, substance or agents where you just kind of think, well, let me just do something so that way I forget. Let me just try and numb things out. And again, it doesn't last forever. It'll last maybe a couple hours or maybe 10 hours. But then once you stop, you're gonna have to face reality, and then you might face reality feeling even worse. So I see some people where they're in such a crappy situation in life that they just drink and they just want to numb things out. But I don't want to trigger anybody, but my personal belief is that if you have a situation and it's tough, you need to have a clear head to figure it out. And if you don't have a clear head and you do something, let's say like emotional eat, or you start taking substances, or if you start drinking a lot, right? It gets out of control. And then you feel even worse, and you think like, let's say this, right? Let's say, for example, let's say I was into alcohol, right? So let's say I had a really bad day one day. So then I started drinking and I said, hey, I feel good. I forgot my problems. Then the next day happens, right? And I'm like, oh, I remember how good it felt, to forget my problems. Let me drink some more. Next thing you know, you're spending more and more time in your life drinking. And if you're not doing anything about it, let's just say that. Let's say you can't do anything about it, right? So you just drink to forget things. It comes at the expense of other things in your life. So if you drink a lot, sometimes people don't wake up until noon, or they don't wake up until 1 a.m. Then they start having that kind of like hungover, that kind of hungover look. They have a pounding head. And it's like you see people out on the streets and they just have like a bottle of alcohol because it's like their life sucks so much. All they do is just drink. And I'm not saying this because I look down on those people, but I see them and I say like, I don't want to be like that. That's why you see me and you'll be like, why doesn't she drink? Why does she seem kind of like a goody two shoes? And it's because I think to myself like, look, taking a sip here and there is totally okay with me. But I don't want to ever have it in my brain like, yeah, if I drink, then I'll feel better. If I'm having a rough day, I'll just drink and that'll be my coping method, because I worry based on people that I know. I've known several people who were alcoholics. I see it and it's just their life becomes more miserable. They're under a lot of stress and then they drink and it's like they kind of lose sometimes like their focus, and then they start looking like total crap because they get the alcoholics kind of face. And it really saddens me. So you've seen me talk about things, and I always say like, hey, if anybody has any issues with alcohol, don't be ashamed of going to Alcoholics Anonymous. But the best way to not face yourself in that situation is not to drink, or just to heavily moderate in drinking. So if you drink, right, if anybody of you are listening to this thing and you drink, I'm not looking down upon you for drinking. I just say keep it under control. Don't be one of those people who it's like, I want to drink as much as I can, as often as I can, because there's something that I just want to like forget. Because you want to forget something, it's not drinking. That's freaking therapy right there. See? So that's my take on it. And that's why you don't see me have those kind of coping mechanisms. Whatever problem I have, insecurity, I try to figure out like what's causing it and try to focus on it that way. If I have a problem with something, I'll think like, what are the solutions? But just simply numbing my brain, that isn't a solution. That's running away from a problem, hoping it disappears. But the problem doesn't really disappear if you're not, if you're not doing anything to change that. Does that make sense? I think I know you guys understand where I'm getting at. So, right, let's say you're just going through depression for whatever reason, right? And you just get therapy in the form of alcohol. That's not a good coping mechanism. That really isn't. And I remember, and one of the reasons why it hits me hard too is because like I told you guys about Jordan. You know, I told you about how I thought he was so, like, such a shooting star. You know, he was really magnificent. His brain was like no other. And then we stopped talking. You know, he was getting cocky, and I just thought, like, I don't want to be around people like that. No hard feelings. I didn't hate him or anything like that. But I felt like he was going to be successful, and I thought, you know what, no big deal. You know, like, we're on. He's going to continue being successful. He got into med school, and everything was looking great. And then his husband passed away. No, he got kicked out of med school, and then his husband passed away. And yeah, he got a girlfriend, and then he was so depressed that he started self-medicating with, I think, like, over-the-counters plus alcohol. And yeah, you know, that wasn't good. You know, he was such a smart, intelligent person. Truly, he was. He had a really brilliant mind that it saddens me to this day. And this has been like over 5 years since Jordan passed away. It saddens me so much that his way of coping was to turn to prescriptions and alcohol. Well, what happened was that he was, if I remember correctly, he was unconscious. His girlfriend found him, and he was depressed, so he got 5150'd. He got released from the hospital. 5150 is a psych eval. He got released from the hospital, and after he got released from the hospital, then his girlfriend immediately, like, kicked him out. She says, I can't deal with you. And he got, you know, he had nowhere to go because his family kicked him out, allegedly because he had some kind of depressive episode of sorts, and then they also didn't approve that, you know, he married a guy. Even though his husband passed away, like, they did not like the fact that he wasn't straight. And so he went into his car, and then I'm assuming he, you know, OD'd, most likely on meds plus alcohol. And it saddens me, you know, because it's like, when he passed away, he was 5-minute walking distance from where I live in Hawaii. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I never thought that would have happened to him. And that's one of the reasons why, like, when you hear me talk about things, you will hear me mention him, because it's like, yeah, people would say, like, wow, you know, you keep mentioning him, and it's like, he should have been alive, you know. He's the same age as me. We went to college together, and I had a lot of respect for him. You know, I saw a lot of myself in him, but of course he was smarter than me. He had a brain that was just very analytical. His brain was just amazing. And he was kind of like, he was pretty fearless about things. And I just remember thinking, like, he's really gonna make it. I really felt like he's gonna make a huge difference in the world. I truly believed it in my heart. And then when I found out he passed away, you know, this is when he was, like, probably like 27 or so, or maybe like 27, 28, something like that. I was just floored. You know, I thought, I can't believe this happened to Jordan. And yeah, I remember I spoke to someone, and they said, you know, Erica, he changed a lot after you stopped talking to him. And it wasn't because of me. Like, don't think it's like he changed because of me. He changed because his life circumstances changed, right? But he started having a free fall, and he didn't take control of it. And instead of saying, hey, let me try to figure out ways to make it better, let me try to struggle and fight my way up, he chose to just find numbing agents, which in his case were, you know, over the counters plus alcohol. And that had a huge lasting impression on me. And it still does. It still does. So whenever I hear about people drinking, that's what kind of makes me have this kind of reaction, because I always think to myself, like, there are just so many people who really suffer when they get hooked on alcohol. And again, I've known people, and I know people would say, "Oh, Erica, you're just being, over dramatic about things, and you're just being paranoid about things." But I guess, seeing people get consumed by alcohol, and they're so dependent on alcohol to survive, it really saddens me. And I had a conversation with an alcoholic that I know when I went back to Hawaii, and they were going through some really tough times. And they were telling me about the struggles in their life, and then they said, their family keeps telling them to stop drinking, but they can't stop drinking. And that's why, I had this conversation with them, and they're just like, yeah, I keep alcohol in my car because I always want to make sure I have, I can always take a drink. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a good person, but it's obvious that alcohol controls their life, and that's the reason why you had me have this kind of stance towards alcohol. Again, I'm not anti-alcohol. If anybody, I just say have moderation. I don't like the idea of someone that I know, their life is just so consumed by drinking, because it's like they just see it as like, oh, I'm just gonna have fun, I'm gonna forget my problems, just kick back, that kind of stuff. Jordan tried to do that, that person that I spoke about is trying to do that, and at the end of it, all the drinking in the world doesn't do anything. Like, it works temporarily, but the lingering effects of that is much more. And the dangerous thing about alcohol is like, you feel like you solved your problem temporarily by drinking. You forget your problems exist. You forget this and that happens, right? And then they just say, like, I can't get away from the bottle, because once I go away from the bottle, then that's when they feel like a real failure. That's when they have to face reality. And that's why you have, like I said, that's why you see me have such a stance towards alcohol like this. Again, if you moderate it and you have a few drinks, I have no problem with it. If a few beers, I have no problem with it. But once I feel like it's like fraternity, yeah, let's drink all we can, let's drink till, let's drink all night kind of thing, I have a huge problem with that mentality. Maybe people will say, you're just a party pooper, Erica, you're 33 years old, you're not in with the times. But again, I've been there, I've been hungover, I've came home and I had to throw up. I've had those instances in my life, and seeing the devastation from people whose lives are consumed with alcohol heavily shapes my views on alcohol. So, again, would I drink alcohol? Yes. Would you see me get a whole glass to myself? No. You would only see me take a few sips and that's it, like, just to get the taste. But you will never, ever, ever see me be in a situation where I'm like, I can't wait to drink. You'll never see me in that thing. See? Because I've reached a point in my life where I said, I don't want to waste my life running away from problems. I want to find out all my issues and tackle them. If I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable or well versed about something, I'll read up on it, I'll practice. So yeah, this is a much longer stream than I anticipated. I gotta go back to the bathroom, you guys. So, yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and I'm gonna end the stream because nobody wants to see me go back to the bathroom. But overall, the trip situation sucks. That this trip freaking controls my night. Don't think it's just one trip. You have it for 15 minutes and that's it. I finished my yogurt. I'm starting to feel the burn creep up again. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to the bathroom and maybe buy another yogurt. Yeah, so, oh, thanks. So all that stuff, okay? So I tell you guys all this stuff because I want you guys to, while I'm improving on my own life, and you guys have seen my highs and you guys have seen my lows, I want to just encourage you all that if you guys have a problem, like, there's nothing embarrassing about admitting you have a problem. There's nothing embarrassing about feeling like you have failures, right? There's nothing embarrassing about stumbling. But what's more embarrassing is if you don't work on what you need to work. And if you run away from it, like drinking alcohol or, taking substances, I 100% don't think that's the correct way to do it. And again, I'm not going to say all people who drink are like this, but it's just being shaped by knowing several people who are alcoholics. That's why you had me go into these kind of rants. I don't want any of you guys to be in that situation. And if you are in that situation, right, acknowledge you have an issue, seek help, go to Alcoholics Anonymous. I really have a lot of respect for people who go to AA meetings, who, try to put the work in to get out of that freaking hole, because sometimes people think like alcoholics are, total losers, but I think to myself, sometimes they think, oh, that's the quickest fix. Like, you have an issue, you want to quote fix it, then just drink. And if you drink, then you don't have to think about it. But the dangerous thing is you get addicted to not having to think about your problem. And when you do it that way, then you get hooked onto alcohol, and then you find yourself saying, oh, I can't live without alcohol, I need it to survive, and if I don't drink, then I'm not happy, you see. But you got to figure out, like, alcohol should never be used as a crutch. Definitely not. So yeah no, I'm not pregnant. No. I just don't like drinking. So you guys can listen to my what I spoke about earlier. I have low alcohol tolerance. I don't get tipsy really. I go straight to sick. And the whole idea of alcohol, people drinking to relax or to kick back or forget about their problems, I don't like it. I have zero problem with, hey, let's have a kombucha party, or let's have a green tea party, or let's have a sparkling water party. But that isn't fun, right? People want to say, I want to just kick back and forget my problems and just relax. And I'm not that kind of person. I'm not. So that's, maybe it's just me. But I don't, like I said, I know myself very well. I start drinking and I'll feel okay, but then I get sick really easily. And once I get sick, then I'm just a buzzkill. Because then it's like, oh, look, it's that person who feels queasy. And then I wake up late and I feel like total crap. Yeah. So anyway, I really got to go to the bathroom, you guys. So, yeah. Stomach is, I really want to lie down, but I don't want to lie down. So yeah, so the reason why, if you're wondering, like, why is she sitting up like this, on a chair, it's because if I sit up, I feel better, but if I lie down, then I feel like sick very easily. So I don't want to like lie down at all. I just want to sit upright and then just have all the spice stay upright, and then hopefully it goes away. And if it does go in, then I'll be happy. But yeah, you guys take care. You guys stay safe, and don't face your problems head on. Don't and whatever you're working on, take pride in it. I think that everybody should be proud of working on yourself every single day, even if you stumble. Like me as a booth babe today, I stumbled, but it wasn't perfect, that's for sure. You guys heard some of the audio from it, but I'm proud and I'm happy that I tried it. And I'm trying to work on my delivery skills. I'm trying to be more confident when I speak. I don't want to see even that, like, that didn't sound good, but I should be like, you know, I want to be more confident when I speak like that. But I feel like all I need is really just practice. And yeah, so that is it. So long story short, this chip, again, if you do this chip, expect your freaking full night to have to deal with a sore stomach. And yogurt, dairy, whole milk, ginger ale, don't take this on an empty stomach for sure. And yeah, you guys take care, and I will see you.